I'm reading through the entire Bible, one chapter a day. And we've just finished Esther, and now we've got to the wisdom books. This is all from the Message translation of the Bible. And tomorrow we will start on Job. But this video is the introduction to the wisdom books. And then a bit later today, I'll do the introduction to the book of Job. So this is the introduction to the wisdom books. There is a distinctive strain of writing in the Bible that more or less specialises in dealing with human experience, as is. This is what is involved in being human. And don't you forget it, wisdom is the common designation given to this aspect of biblical witness and writing. The word in this context refers more to the kind of attitude, a distinctive stance, than to a particular idea or doctrines or counsel. As such, wisdom is wide-ranging, collecting under its umbrella diverse and unlikely fellow travellers. What keeps the feet of these faith travellers on common ground is wisdom's unrelenting insistence that nothing in human experience can be omitted or slighted if we decide to take God seriously and respond to Him believingly. God and God's ways provide the comprehensive plot and sovereign action in the Holy Scriptures. But human beings, every last man and woman of us, including every last detail involved in our daily lives, are invited and honoured participants in all of it. There are no spectator seats provided for the drama of salvation. There is no bench for incompetent players. It's fairly common among people who get interested in religion or God to get proportionately disinterested in their jobs and families, their communities and their colleagues. The more of God, the less of human. But this is not the way God intends it. Wisdom counters this tendency by giving witness to the precious nature of human experiences in all its forms, whether or not it feels or appears spiritual. Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Songs of Songs serves as our primary witness to biblical wisdom. It is not as if wisdom is confined to these books, for its influence is pervasive throughout Scripture. But in these books, human experience as an arena in which God is present and working in place, front and centre. The comprehensiveness of these five witnesses becomes evident when we set Psalms at the centre and then crisscross that centre with the other four arranged as two sets of polarities. First Job and Proverbs, and then Ecclesiastes and Song of Songs. Psalms is a magnetic centre, pulling every scrap and dimension of human experience into the presence of God. The Psalms are indiscriminate in their subject matter: complaint and thanks, doubt and anger, outcries of pain and outbursts of joy, quiet reflection and boisterous worship. If it's human, it qualifies. Any human experience, feeling or thought can be prayed. Eventually, it all must be prayed if it is to retain or recover its essential humanity. The totality of God's concern for the totality of our humanity is then elaborated by means of the two polarities. The Job-Proverb polarity sets the crisis experience of extreme suffering opposite the routine experience of getting along as best we can in the ordinary affairs of work and family, money and sex, the use of language and the expression of emotions. The life of faith has to do with extraordinary experience. The life of faith has to do with ordinary experiences. Neither cancels out the other, neither takes precedence over the other. As Job ranges in pain and protest, we find that the worst that can happen to us has been staked out as God's territory. As the pithy Proverbs sharpen our observation and insight regarding what is going on all around us, we realise that all this unobtrusive, undramatic dailiness is also God's country. The song Ecclesiastes polarity sets the ecstatic experience of love in tension with the boredom of the same old round. The life of faith has to do with the glories of discovering far more in life than we ever dreamed of. The life of faith has to do with doggedly putting one flat foot in front of the other, wondering what the point of it all is. Neither cancels out the other, neither takes precedence over the other. As we sing and pray the lyrics of the Song of Songs, we become convinced that God blesses the best that human experience is capable of. As we ponder the sardonic verses of Ecclesiastes, we recognise the limits inherent in all human experience. Appreciate it for what it is, but learn not to confuse it with God. In such ways, these wisdom writers keep us honest and attentive to the entire range of human experiences that God, the Spirit, uses to fashion a life of holy salvation in each of us. And a bit later today, I'll read through the introduction to the book of Job. Hope to see you later. And join me every day as we read through the entire Bible, one chapter a day. God bless you.